All right, Tasteless. I feel like we're doing a Mega Man speed run with this music, but no, it's even better than that. It is the GSL Team League.
That's right, Artosis. This is the GSL Team League. We've got FXOpen up against StarTale, and I am so amped to see these guys duke it out. Unfortunately, we only have one team versus team match today instead of the one team versus one team, then another team versus another team match. And now let's take a look at our first group of nerd warriors. They are FXOpen,
a.k.a. FXO. A great team indeed. This is a must-win match for FXO.
Yes.
If they don't win this, Tasteless, Team League's over for them.
A lot is on the line here, and these guys have, I think they've leveled up, if you will, their status, their reputation here as a team. Before then, I think we'd look at them at the bottom of the 8 teams.
Certainly.
We kind of
but
think
nowadays,
classical Starcraft 2 teams.
Nowadays, they have all sorts of great players, man. Since this merge with FXO, they have players that from the FXO team. Of course, I don't think any of them are playing this season with them, but Choya's gotten a lot better. The Best has gotten a lot better. They have Leenock, of course. SC has always been a baller.
Yeah, he's always been quite deadly. Here's a rough history and as well as a push. By the way, I like FOU's, or SC's, excuse me, closer there, that picture. That's SC. Their other heavyweights, ASD, Leenock, and Gumiho.
Well, his brain is so heavy, he's just trying to hold it up there.
Yeah.
It just makes his head fall down.
When you got a brain as big as SC, your neck's going to start hurting.
Yeah, a lot of neck cramps.
As you can see, it's a slightly Terran-heavy race. Protoss and Zerg making up the rest of that.
But you know what else they have going for them, Tasteless? Look at that win chart there. Stealth
looks
bomber.
like
it's a stealth bomber, Tasteless.
You know what I was going to say? It looks like one of those hats you'd wear like in a rice paddy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it now? It goes through how our brains operate differently. Somebody give us an ink blot test, Artosis.
Wow.
You know what I'm going to say when I see that? That looks like the brains of a nerd that FOU splattered all over a piece of paper.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Inori, Lucky, Gumiho, SC, ASD, Choya, Sirius, Leenock, The Best, and Crane. Not Krang, but Crane.
Crane. Could be Krang. Remember Krang from the Ninja Turtles?
Of course I remember him.
With his little wiggly arms.
Of course, man.
Those arms are so short they can only knit a
sweater.
sweater.
I wonder if he forgot things every time he punched the wall.
I don't know. Could be. Here's a shot of them now. Very, very strong team. I think they're much more well-rounded than they get credit for.
I just saw double. Was that 2 Leenocks? Gumiho and Leenock looking a decent amount alike.
There's Choya, the team coach.
Yes.
He invests a lot of his time and money into this team. But enough about them. On to StarTale. When I'm digging this beat, the StarTale comes out.
Uh-oh, they have an anime doll, Tasteless.
Uh-oh. It's getting real. I don't know what that was.
Well, it's an anime doll, but here they are. Bomber, the MLG champion, along with a bunch of badasses, a ton of Protosses on this team.
And I'd say overall we'd rank the quality of these players
higher.
A little bit higher.
Certainly. I mean,
actually, maybe even a considerable amount higher.
July Zerg, Trickster, Ace, Squirtle, Fruit Dealer. You kidding me? And then, of course, the badass Curious, who for a while lost all his games in Team League and made us think he was terrible until finally he owned last time we commentated.
Yeah. These guys have champions. They have young blood that are soon to be champions. They have established StarCraft 1 pro gamers. They have excellent taste in hair dye. They have it all, Artosis.
They do. But you should not eat hair dye, Tasteless.
No. No. I'm purely talking about for artistic merit.
Ah. I see that.
Digging Fruit Dealer's hair purely for aesthetic, Startosis.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Let's take a more in-depth look at the Team StarTale.
We have Bomber as a closer. That does not really surprise anyone, I think.
I think what surprises me more is Curious is a key player here.
They said
no offense to July as well, but I would have thought they would have put Trickster in that slot.
Yeah, Trickster or maybe even Ace.
Yeah.
Those two have some pretty big wins under their belt. Curious, I mean, he obviously is a key player. They use him every time, so he has to be really great in practice, Tasteless.
Of course, the captain is Hope Torture. He did gets second place in the very, very first season in GSL, losing to
top
Fruit
4
Dealer
in the second round.
That's right.
So
he was known as Into the Rainbow, which, by the way, Into the Rainbow is a much better ID than Hope Torture.
infinitely better. And he knew that for a little bit, then forgot it.
Yeah.
What is that?
That is a hawk's head looking to the right.
Oh my God, you're so good.
I am so good at this, Artosis.
Oh, wow.
The shape of the team wind distribution makes a hawk's head. And as you can see for the pie chart lineup, 4 Protosses here, and 4 very scary Protosses at that.
Well, here's the lineup. We have Curious, Parting, Hope Torture, Bomber, Trickster, July, Fruit Dealer, Squirtle, Virus, and Ace.
Pretty scary series of players. I mean, I almost forgot that Virus was even on the team. Parting.
Look at Parting.
Look at his hair. I mean, it suits the name.
That guy is really a scary player, man.
That's the sickest hair part I've ever seen.
On the dark wings of Satan will he ride into this match.
He is a dark nerd.
He is.
Every fingernail is painted black.
Not just the fingernails.
I knew this guy in college before I dropped out and became an esports commentator, but I just this guy used to cook my food.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice guy, but he had this old metal band.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's gonna be big someday, man. I'm like, what's your band called? And he says, my band's called Spools of Dark Thread. Wow. That's right, man.
You know the best band name I ever heard? My brother was trying to name his band, and he wanted to name it Decapa Potato, but his other band members wouldn't let him. That's when I knew they would fail, because they didn't listen to that great name.
Now, as you can see here, in Venus Division, Hoseo is so dominant.
Yeah.
Their last team series, I believe that was a loss, right?
Yes.
We cast
yes.
it? Okay.
They lost one right at the end. They didn't want to over-impress, and so they lost.
They tried to mask the fact that they were superhumans. But you know what? If StarTale actually wins this, they're going to be 4-1.
Yeah, no, if they 4-0, man, it's they get second. Or, well, if they win it all, they get second.
Now, FOU needs this win so badly.
FXO needs it, or they are not. I mean, they're done for.
If FOU wins this, that means for the time being, they're going to be tied with IM, which is kind of weird to think about. But
isn't that weird to think about?
But that would be the case, Artosis.
Yeah, no, they'll be ahead of IM, in fact, because of the set plus and minus number, which is the tiebreaker. So, we'll see, man. They're going to be fighting their absolute hardest. They're starting with Lucky today, a Zerg player.
I'm curious about that pick.
Yeah, I guess he must be really great in practice. In fact, Slog from FXO was telling us he is really great in practice.
By the way, Slog from FXO down here in the studio today. Feel free to come down to our studios anytime, guys. Entry is free. It's free for the finals as well. So come check it out. Or you are missing out on part of the not just esports experience, but the Korean experience as well.
The human experience, Tasteless.
Oh, that's good. It's part of the human experience to come down to the GSL studio.
If you imagine this, there's people that live their lives without watching StarCraft 2 at all.
That actually makes me really sad.
It is a sad thing.
That makes my heart ache. So get it together. You're already having a good enough of a time watching, but if you want to really improve, if you just want to be in this orgy of pleasure, come down to the GOM studios.
To give to others, Tasteless. Should give another person that you know your GOMTV account. Give it to them. Let them see it.
Spread the word.
Let them know that
then
this
tell
weekend,
them to buy the account.
For 3 days this weekend, we are letting all the VODs be free for every season.
That's right.
So
I almost forgot about that. Good call.
You can go back and reminisce on how terrible players were in the first 3 seasons.
If you have to check out any season, what was our best season in the first 3? Was it 3?
No, it was 2.
It was 2?
I would say it was 2. 1 actually was a great storyline, but the play will make you vomit.
Yeah, if you follow this at all by now, you'd see that players have improved so much.
Yes.
All right, here is our Zerg player, Lucky. A lot of pressure, not as much as had he been drawn later on, but clearly they're saying this guy's a heavy hitter. Let's have him knock out as many StarTale players as possible. I'm sure the StarTale players not very familiar with Lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
that might make it difficult for them to try to snipe it.
He's only 1-3, so he must be stellar in practice. So they are putting out one of their top players in practice, no doubt, because, again, they have to have this win. They must win. There's no turning back, Tasteless. It's a must-do.
So, excuse me. So, I think Lucky's good, but to be totally frank, I don't expect him taking out a ton of players.
Well, if he's going to take out his opponent, Bomber, then he's going to have to get lucky and be lucky.
Well, he's going to have every single foot of that poor rabbit because frankly, you know, to beat Bomber, it takes a little bit of a miracle.
He's not only going to have every foot of that rabbit, but he's going to have to put them into a clover pattern.
Oh my God, yeah, that's true.
4-leafed rabbit's foot clover. And you know
With
what?
Bomber's sitting there, he's got his black cat and his umbrella that he's going to knock Lucky under.
While he walks under a ladder.
Yeah, and as he falls over it, he's going to crash into a mirror and break it, and then have 7 years of bad seasons or bad luck.
And you know why this all happened is because he was stepping on cracks.
Yeah, think about that. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with Bomber, I would encourage you to go and check out the games at the most recent MLG.
Yeah.
MLG in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And check out MLGpro.com, man.
Yeah, because Bomber
sick games
was out of control. Especially
check him out against Don Gregu.
Yeah, DRG.
Yeah.
Who I kept calling Drug for some reason.
That's right.
I'm like, there's an invisible U in this. I don't know what else to say. Now,
right.
Bomber definitely had all that success there. He has yet to really blow us away in the individual leagues here at the GSL, but team leagues he has had success.
Yes, indeed he has. You know, Bomber's just such a great player. I love him coming out first, in fact, because he's going to take out multiple nerds.
Yeah, he absolutely will.
He is like that movie The Professional. Even after he's taken out all these nerds and the last nerd thinks he got him, he shows the grenade clip.
But what if Lucky is like that nerd from the movie Rudy? And he just wants it so bad, and then he makes that one 5-foot touchdown or whatever, 5-meter touchdown. He's like, I did it.
He has to get like 16 losses first, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true. Well, by then he'd be out of the team league. All right, The games are loading. The players are Lucky and Bomber. And this is the GSTL casted by Tasteless and Artosis, the casting Archon, here at GOMTV.net. Oh, we're doing yellow today. In the upper right on our one-on-one map, our underdog Zerg. He is
Lucky for you.
For me, I guess that is my lucky day, Artosis. We'll never forget the name of FOU. Ah! All right. Well, I hope you guys aren't taking drugs and watching this, or in the bottom left.
Starting.
Well said, Tasteless.
That scared me enough as it is already. Bomber actually a little bit more scary than that picture we saw that I'm still trying to make sense of.
Well, I don't think you're ever going to make sense of that, Tasteless. But that might make sense of you. Very deep, I know.
Very deep. Slow down there, Aristotle.
Aristotle.
Well, I wanted to say Socrates, and I'm like, well,
I thought you were
Aristotle.
going to say Confucius, but
Nah, Confucius doesn't strike me as deep. He's like one of my least favorite philosophers.
I see.
Oh my God.
What's going on?
Artosis.
Well, there is one Proxy Rax already, Tasteless.
And another one that looks like is going to be on the way. Or what is that SCV doing?
I don't know.
That was the sickest SCV U-turn.
Yeah, that was quite a journey that SCV went on. I don't know why this SCV has actually gone everywhere on the map. Does he think his opponent... What was with that SCV, man? Very confused I
feel like we need to pull him aside and ask it. I really don't know what the deal was with that SCV. I mean, obviously, Zerg can't proxy or something. There's nothing you could scout for.
Oh, you know what? I think he might have been going for a second proxy, and the SCV was seen.
You think so?
That has to be what it was. If it was anything else...
I guess that's the only logical explanation, Artosis.
Yeah. Okay, so... Definitely
Get ready for a bunker.
Ooh, no vision of that area. That's definitely a mistake.
Someone give that hatchery a pair of spectacles.
Seriously. It needs some binoculars.
Sheesh.
It needs to at least put its hand over its eyes to block out the sun while it squints, Tasteless, because he needs to see this bunker. If the bunker finishes, look at that. Bomber is not even bringing that marine up. This is like StarCraft 2 101. You have to scout for this. It's a Terran player. What? So the bunker's up.
Well, if he saw Bomber at all at MLG, he would have seen that You know, this is like actually pretty standard for Bomber. Bomber probably not even anticipating winning the game with this just to do some damage.
No, I mean, he'd have more SCVs up there because there are 12 Lings on the way. I mean, he might lose the bunker, but this is like, Tasteless, you said if he watched the games from MLG, if he plays StarCraft 2, he knows that bunker rushes do come like 50% of the time.
If he played on the ladder,
Now, we do have the Zerglings running by Tasteless.
They're going to go for an interception. I don't think they're entirely sure where the Marines are coming from. This guy's like, to hell.
I got to get out of here.
Now, is this really a good
idea? And the Zerglings are like, leave it to us.
You know what, though? He kind of went quite a distance there. What's the health on the hatch here, Tosis?
Well, it's over half done, and those Marines in the bunker can always jump into the other one, so it looks like he will lose that. There's only Lings being made. He does have
a moment like this, I actually turn around and do a 180 and take a look at the FOU team, who does not look very pleased with the situation.
So, Zerglings are coming up. He's going to try to repair that. Look at that, popping into the other bunker. And, well...
Salvages one, salvages two.
And good work to our FOU player for holding that, but does it matter? I mean, this is... We're going to see Bomber probably go Cloaked Banshee from here. This very much reminds me of the build he did against Hydra at MLG.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's 14 drones, 20 SCVs. There's 23 slow Zerglings on the map. Now, I want to let you guys in on a little secret here.
Please.
Zerglings with speed are pretty all right. But slow Zerglings are more useless than that Scanted that those Hellions just passed.
The Scantipede, Artosis.
Whatever it was.
Don't call them a silly high school gym nickname.
They are more useless
you got in there?
than you can imagine. Now, look at those slow Lings. Notice
you like dunk the Hellions in butter to get them through.
Oiled them up, Tasteless.
Yeah.
It was erotic for a moment, and then they ran past the Zerglings. Now, even though they may end up killing this Hellion, I mean, if these were speed Zerglings, those Hellions would have been dead the second they went up that ramp. And look at this.
Look at this Hellion go.
Yeah, he's on fire, Tasteless. Got 12 kills already, 13 now. Lucky completely.
Lucky is so DED right now.
Yeah, he's pretty DED. So, Cloak is almost done. The first Banshee is on the way.
Is he getting other queens? I guess he's getting one more.
Yeah, he's getting one more queen.
You know what?
He has no...
Now here's... Oh, no, sorry. Actually, go ahead. I'm running over you, please.
He started an Evolution Chamber and canceled it. So I'm confused about that as well. There we go. He started it again at a different location. This is going to be really bad, though, Tasteless. When that cloaks, his heart is going to sink even further than it has. It's going to be the bomb at his foot. Hope no one steps on his toes or have a heart attack. And there we go.
Cloak.
So multiple queens going to die. The creep, of course, is not connected.
Would you just go for drones now, or would you try to hit that hatchery? Oh my God, this is the bomb right now.
He's actually
he landed a mule.
Oh, he's going to mine minerals.
Oh my God, Bomber. See, he does this, guys. When he's this ahead, he actually just lands a mule in the guy's face, and it's like, LOL, I'm Bomber, I'm winning.
And look at this. Oh my God, those are all so damaged. And he actually should have used the mule to repair that Banshee.
Yeah, I don't think it occurred to him at the time. He's like so high on adrenaline.
And now the Banshee has very few hit points left. Well, Bomber trying his best to embarrass his opponent. Supply is actually surprisingly close with 50 to 50. That's as close as you really can get in supply. 37 drones to 31 SCVs.
Oh, he's going to come back in here to do a little bit more damage, Artosis.
But Ling speed is finally done, and there are 10 Lings out. And there they are, getting revenge.
You know what he could do if he really wanted to? He just cloak and go kill that injured hatchery. Spore crawlers aren't covering
it. Instead, he's saying, hey, now you know what I'm going to do? An impersonation of your teammate! And he flies the Banshee into a Spore Crawler. Well.
All right, Link's coming down here now. The Wallen is up.
And that's going to be annoying for Bomber.
Yep, that's one thing for the Zerg. Denying any presence on the low ground.
Lucky's doing a good job now that he's already taken so much damage. And in fact, his supply is going past Bombers at this point. But I'm really upset the Bomber did not repair.
Gone for the hedge.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Repairing the Banshee with that mule would have been nice as well, because then he'd have 2 full health Banshees instead of really hurt ones.
Raven on the way.
Up. Well, Bomber is just making stim and a lot of units right now, Tasteless.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to end this with a timing push.
It's a really quick stim timing.
Because see, normally guys, when Terran does this, they just turtle back a little bit for the time being, for them getting another base. But if I'm not mistaken, this should be a 2-base timing push.
Yeah, I would say that you're completely right on that, Tasteless. I mean, he is getting the add-on in his factory. He is in a place where he can easily transition to a long macro game. But I gotta say, he has to be a little bit frustrated. When you get in there and the spore crawlers are just starting, you have to think, well, there's no way I can lose this. And he's probably still thinking that. And he did drop the mule, but at the same time, if you're gonna drop that mule for an insult, repair your Banshee.
Yeah.
Please. For me. For goodness sake.
Do it for our Tosis. The Tosis.
The Tosis.
They call me the Tosis.
I'm the Tosis with the mostest.
My back's got scoliosis.
Well, Spire is done. 7 mutas are on the way. Baneling Nest as well. The macro hatch is going up in the main base, not even trying to take a third at the moment. Probably a good idea. I'm not sure the third would work out that well for him. And his supply is still staying up pretty well. 81 to 89. Bomber in the lead there.
Bomber guarding both the warp gates. Oh, look at this.
We have quite a cute
We need to get a shot of this drop coming up here. We'll find it momentarily, guys. Or observer will. It's at the bottom center of the screen.
There's a cool,
a
cool little thing. Of course, he does have the Raven with it, Tasteless.
Okay, now we got a shot of it.
Yeah. And what does a Raven do here? Well, point defense drone actually works against Mutalisks. So that may be something that he's thinking about.
Combat shield's halfway done.
This drop is actually just so deadly, but Lucky does have some spine crawlers waiting. Look at that.
I don't know if it's going to help that much, but I could be wrong.
It's better than nothing.
True.
And here we go. Point defense drones. Nope.
He's going to fly that into a spore crawler.
Yeah. Does throw down a single auto turret. And here everything comes.
I think it's actually a pretty bad attack by Bomber.
Yeah. He just gave up everything he had to do very little damage. Bomber at this point, I mean, he's screwing around. He's been
Bomber
screwing around
might need to
for
chill
a while.
out for a little bit here.
Yeah.
We saw him do this every once in a while. He gets to these games where he gets ahead and he's like, I will destroy him as a human being.
Yeah, that's it. I want his children's children to feel shame for this game and the mistakes he made. He thought he could play me. He can't play me. I'm Bomber.
And then
MLG champion. Ha 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 ha. That's basically what he was doing.
And then he takes his monocle out and his warlock cape off and goes back to a normal game once he starts getting behind like that. Well, you know, Mutalisks are out of position, Artos. He can actually just run in here and kill the hatchery. Looks like Zerg's going to sack it in an attempt to try to tear down the entrance.
Well, here we go. Banelings are coming as well. Can he break through here? Beautiful targeting by that Siege Tank so far. The Banelings going after some SCVs. Don't do as much damage as he would have liked, but he does save the mutas.
All right, now the big question for Bomber is, can he get this small force of units back home? And by the way, Lucky's creep spread is actually insane.
Yeah, it's really good. I can see why they put him out, man. Anyone who can spread creep like that, I don't care if you're really on one base, man, and you just made 7 queens. If you can get your creep spread out that far against Bomber, dude, I'm putting you out too, man. Absolutely.
He's good.
You beat my sniper from Nest T, and you're like, well, you don't really necessarily want creep spread, CVZ Artos. I'm like, I don't care, man. Look at that creep spread.
Oh my God, he's gonna go for the I actually forget the seeker missile. Excuse me, for the Raven.
Wow. Well, we'll see how that goes, Tasteless.
Well, I guess we won't get to see that as the Tech Lab's gonna be destroyed at that upgrade.
But who knows? Bomber loves the bad manner in game so much with his actions that he might just make like 7 Tech Labs just to make sure he can get it. Be like, you know what? I'm gonna kill all your buildings with seeker missiles. What's up?
Did you know? A lot of people do this in StarCraft 1. If a building gets destroyed while it's making something, you don't lose. You get all the money back from that unit that was making. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know
for
this.
upgrades. Was it units as well?
It's units as well. I had an argument with my friend back in high school about this, and he actually proved it to me.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. But is that true in StarCraft 2? Actually, hold that thought. Nobody cares because this Baneling bust is happening.
And the Banelings is coming in, doing a lot of damage, Tasteless. Bomber does have a sizable army across the map, though, and these Zerglings, suddenly Bomber's victory is not so assured.
Is Bomber screwing up? I think so, Artosis. I think Lucky got pissed about that attack.
Oh my god.
And
but Bomber's hitting a sick timing, Tasteless.
He might be able to do a base trade and go back home. Terran building's much more mobile than the, well, not mobile Zerg buildings at all.
Yeah, Zerg buildings don't move around that much, Chase.
Yeah, they wiggle a little bit.
You know what? You could unburrow a spine crawler and try to run him across the map, but that's about it, man. Well, Bomber's army looks like it's going to be almost unbeatable, but how much money does Lucky have here? He can make some more Banelings.
He can. You know what? Actually, Bomber, I don't think we'll lose this now that I see the situation.
Well, I think it matters how many Banelings actually hit. Look, hey, that's a start right there. There are some Banes out on the map.
If I were him, I would not even try to save the main. I would try to remake my tech structures in the third.
I think I would
now
focus completely on Banelings. Just see if there's any possibility I can kill off these Marines. Because he's done huge damage to Bomber's home base. Right now, we have 4 drones against 2 SCVs. Yes, this is our reality at the moment. After that amazing bunker rush in the beginning, and the Hellions that killed 1,000 slowlings. Wow. Just
right.
wow.
He's going to try to edge out. That's the moment that the Lucky wants to engage here.
That's right. Bomber is siege tank pushing, though. He has a Raven. Not going to be afraid of burrow. Right now, we do have 3 SCVs in queue for Bomber. He's just using SCVs and mules. And Lucky, a little bit indecisive, deciding to go back home. Or back to Bomber's home, rather. And, well, we'll have to see what he can do here. His Zerglings are going to work. Bomber walking across the map.
Actually, this is just a big game of cat and mouse. The problem is right now, basically there's not enough Zerg buildings to kind of, for Lucky to last here. Bomber's army is just too strong. Because remember, guys, the conditions for losing are actually destroy your opponent's buildings or he taps
This is a lot of Banelings, Tasteless. This is a lot of Banelings.
Right, here we go.
Might we see a win here by Lucky?
Oh, my God.
And, yeah, I think we are.
Where do you go from here? Oh, wait, where's the last?
And Bomber loses.
Oh, my
GG.
God. Because he could not muster back those forces. Oh, my God, I really thought that he was actually going to be okay.
The StarTale team is looking on in shock.
They're all scrambling, talking to each other. Yeah, I even thought up to the last second that Bomber had that. Now
look, he has a smirk on his face, too.
Well, I think he's actually embarrassed, man. I think it's like, oh, I dropped mules and tried to embarrass my opponent, and then I lost.
I know. That drop in the main with the Raven and the 2 medevacs that did 0 damage. He, killed 2 spine crawlers. And then just lackluster attacks, and eventually a bajillion Banelings came out. Well, Lucky, I have to say, man, you lived up to your name. You got lucky here. He obviously is a very good player, as we saw from the creep spread.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Later on in the game, he played better and better and better.
What is Bomber doing? Bomber's like, I'm now going to win this game, wearing a funny hat, and,
You know what?
I don't know.
He's bombing, man. He's like a movie star that just made too much money and got too famous.
Yeah.
After his MLG win, he's going on a bender, dude. That's it. Bomber, he's just going to start trashing hotel rooms and...
The TV's in the hall. Bomber, put the TV back in the room, bro. Dude, he would actually...
I can't believe he threw that game
He went
away
a little
like
bit
that.
too crazy. He's high off of MLG victory fumes. And, this is Team League, man. This is not like, it's a best of 3. I'm better than the guy. And now that I'm winning, he's going to be intimidated and this and that. Lucky actually has nothing to lose but to just keep trying to play. There's no real reputation on the line here.
Well,
compared to like an individual league. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's the first player for his team. Big scrub there. Who do they bring out now, Artosis?
Is it Ace? Ace was sitting forward in his seat in July.
July?
No, Ace.
Ace.
Yeah, if they put July out to ZVZ him, I'd be like, all right, hold the phone. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah. What is he doing?
I don't know. He's showing that other guy.
Oh, whoa, he tricked us. Curious.
That's curious, right?
Yeah. Ask a lot of questions. I don't accept just what you say. I'm curious.
Well. All right. ZVZ time, Tasteless. Interesting choice.
Well, Toast, as you know, that is my least, the matchup I know the least about. So you're going to be.
You don't worry. You know
away.
more about it than July, Zerg Tasteless.
All right, I'll take that. Curious.
Not joking. He knows a lot.
Somebody on the forums is like, ow! Shaking his fist.
Well.
Spilled Pepsi all over himself from the GSL Code S.
Shaking his fist while Pepsi's in it. He opens it later and sprays him in the face. But he probably likes it because Pepsi's so awesome.
Yeah. That's why I wash my hair with it. So, in this game right here.
I know, I can smell it. It's all sticky. I'm like, ew.
I don't know what Curious is going to do in the ZVZ. I think Lucky looked pretty solid. Now, granted, Bomber somewhat lost the game more than Lucky actually won it. I think it's still going to be pretty tough for this guy. Let's go to the interview.
가볍게 있다기보다는 진출이 걸려있는 거기 때문에 총력을 다해서 준비했고요. 승처리가 없는 게 좀 그렇지만 저희 팀 나머지 엔트리에 포함되는 선수들도 다 잘하기 때문에 꼭 플레이오프에 올라갈 수 있도록 하겠고요. 복수라고 생각하고 있진 않아요. 그렇게 하면 스타테일에서 너무 세게 나올 것 같아가지고 복수라기보단 플레이오프의 진출을 위한 총력전이라고 하는 게 더 좋을 것 같아요. 스타테일이 이미 진출을 확정 지으셨는데 선봉부터 최지성 선수를 내보내신 거 보면은 결코 쉽게 가실 생각이 없으신 것 같아요. 근데 어쨌든 이기시려고 노력하시는 것 같은데 저희도 최지성 선수 나오는 건 당연히 예상했기 때문에 당황하기보다는 오히려 선봉에 나온 게 저희에게 더 이득이다 생각해요. 왜냐면 마지막에 나오셨으면 더 고민이 됐을 텐데 선봉에 내주셔서 스나이핑 카드도 더 쉽게 준비할 수 있었고요. 하지만 저희가 최지성 선수를 이긴다면 좀 쉽게 내주셨으면 좋겠어요. IM 동훈이 형이 저번에 이기시고 인터뷰에 재덕이 형을 보고 싶으시면 저희가 떨어지는 거 응원 하나 하셨는데 저희도 먹고 살아야 되니까 오늘 꼭 이기도록 노력할 거고요. 그리고 동훈이 형 개인 리그 지금 IM이 거의 다 하고 있는데 팀 리그 한 번 더 쉬셔도 아무 지장 없으실 것 같으니까 이번 시즌 종현이 우승시키셔서 GSTL은 저희에게 양보해 주셨으면 좋을 것 같아요.
제 생각에는 저희가 2등으로 가는 게 조금 플레이오프에서 상당히가 좀 수월할 것 같아요. 제 개인적인 생각으로는. 그래서 오늘 좀 무조건 이겨서 저희가 2등으로 갈 수 있게끔 그렇게 준비를 해왔고요. 어찌됐든 중요한 경기만큼 최선을 다해서 열심히 하겠습니다. 그건 아니고요. 뭐 자청하거나 아니면 뭐 올킬을 해야겠다거나 그건 아니고요. 일단 최지성 선수가 MLG를 갔다 와서 준비할 시간이 별로 없었어요. 근데 제 생각에는 어차피 최지성 선수를 써야겠다면 차라리 1경기에 써서 좀 본인한테도 부담을 좀 덜어주자라는 차원에서 1경기를 좀 내보낸 거고요. 준비한 거는 오히려 그 이후에 나가는 2, 3, 4경기 선수들이 준비를 많이 했기 때문에 최지성 선수보다는 그 이후에 나가는 선수들한테 더 기대를 걸고 있습니다. 네. 포유 요즘에 뭐 김승철 선수가 또 기용으로 수술다고 그래서 오늘 못 나오는 걸로 알고 있는데 어찌됐든 포유한테는 상당히 중요한 경기인데 저희가 쉽게는 못 보내드릴 것 같아요. 그래서 경기는 끝나봐야 아는 거겠지만 저희도 최선을 다할 테니까 재밌는 경기 했으면 좋겠습니다.
Well, there you have it, the coach interviews.
Yep.
I think you could definitely see that the FOU team has gotten exactly what they wanted coming into this.
Yeah.
With beating
that's the best you can
Bomber.
do, man.
And then, I don't know if the FOU would agree with you and I, but we always see Curious losing for whatever reason.
The last game that we saw him play, he played really well. Everything other than that, he was like the most mediocre player I've ever seen.
It was kind of weird.
So maybe it's just nerves. I think that's probably what it is because they always use him.
There has to be a
as
reason.
a key player.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why Curious is out here. I don't know.
Wow.
We'll see. Our map is going to be Antigua Shipyard.
Imagine if his opponent's ID was Cat.
Curious the Cat?
No.
What?
If Curious's opponent was named the Cat or something. Curiosity killed the cat.
Oh, took me a minute. I got it. I totally got it.
Cats are pretty lucky, though. They have 7 lives.
No, they have 9.
Really?
Cats have 9 lives.
Yeah, I guess you're right, actually. I feel
Yeah.
stupid.
It's okay. We say stupid stuff.
Not
all
my
the time.
cat, man.
This is live TV.
I ran her over twice with a car, man. She only got 7 lives.
You ran over your car? I mean, your cat with a car?
Twice.
Is it alive?
Yeah, man, it has 9 lives. You just told me
Damn.
yourself. No, I never
thank
ran
God.
over my little cat. I keep her safe. She stays inside and says, meow, I want to go outside, meow. And I say, no, cat.
He goes, meow, it's hard being a talking cat, meow. Our
It
map,
loves to watch Pokemon. Its favorite Pokemon is Meow.
it's meow too.
Mewtwo.
I know. I knew you were going to correct me too. You're going to be like, no, tasteless.
I'm like, actually tasteless.
Hold the
Mewtwo
phone.
is so broken in the original Red and Blue.
Have you played him on Smash Brothers?
Dude, there's like one Smash Pro that was so good, Mewtwo King. He was so
Yeah.
good with Mewtwo. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how are you doing this? Whenever I use this guy, he's so slow, I hate him.
I don't like to play Mewtwo when I play
No.
Smash. Actually, when on the Game Gear when I played Link, it's like the worst character, but I was good with him.
Yeah,
I was
he
actually
was-
like badass low tier guy.
Yeah. Oh man, I was one of the sickest Nesses, dude. Sickest Ness. And
Ness is
Samus
good.
was
Ness
my
is good.
main though. I was okay
you were
with
that.
Samus.
You were that piece of you know what.
That
You
was
were
before I ever saw any professional Smash, and I had no idea that Samus actually could
like
be
so
used,
good.
especially in like 2 vs 2s or something.
We're gonna go to our Zerg versus Zerg now. Lucky against Curious. Can Curious come back and make up where Bomber completely gave away the game? We're gonna find out soon on the map Antigua Shipyard with Boyu against StarTale here at the GSL Team League.